gonna be sick.
So your little bender isn't looking like such a good idea under the light of a new day, huh?
No, it isn't, but that's not it. Someone claiming to be Henry in Two Forks called a lookout in another sector early this morning and said that I knew what caused the Wapiti Meadow fire. So, I just got off the horn with that lookout who's wondering what I know, or that I'm an arsonist, or that I'm fucking losing it. Furthermore, I bet you don't have the only tape of us from last night, so someone has evidence to back it up. We need to find out what someone's been keeping in that cave.
I'm going down there now.
We don't have a lot of time left out here, and if we don't find some fucking answers, when they lift us out of here, it's gonna be in handcuffs.
We have to stick together, okay? Keep our story straight. From the first day with those girls to the person breaking in on our conversation, everything. We gotta be honest and consistent.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I know.
What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Firewatch. In the last episode, the plot thickens. We found that there is, in fact, a station where people have been monitoring us, and, well, that's a little bit creepy. And apparently, as soon as we found the evidence, somebody set it ablaze, and now we are being blamed for it, which is just fantastic. Okay, so with the blackmail in tow, we at least have the keys to the gate that is inside of the cave that we have not yet explored through. So we're going to see if we can find some answers in there. So let's head down this way, and off to that cave we go. Hopefully this is some answers, and this is actually going to clear our names at least a little bit. I don't know how it would. Can't imagine there's anything in that cave that's necessarily going to be super relevant, but here we go. We're almost there, and now the fire is raging out of control, and we need to get out of here fast, but we really got to make sure that we're not going to be totally screwed.
Hey, you didn't actually make that call, right? To the other lookout? It just stuck in my craw. I let myself imagine how fucked I would be if you'd been lying to me. But now that I asked, I kind of just wish I hadn't.
Of course I didn't. No way. They're trying to pit us against each other.
Yeah, you're right.
That's not gonna happen, though.
Thanks, Henry.
All right, almost there. Anything more we need to say? Or are we just diving right on in? Let's go. Okay, cave's closed, but we don't care. We have the key. Let's open this thing. If it'll let thank you. Okay, I don't know why it wouldn't let me. Here we go. Okay. This is gonna be totally fine, right? We're absolutely gonna find.
What the hell?
Who frickin'... Do we get locked in? Okay, well, let's use our Pulaski and see if we can get through here. We have the key, right? I mean, we couldn't get back through the other way? I guess not. Well, let's just keep going. It's very claustrophobic in here, which is not nerve-wracking in the least. I'm obviously being sarcastic. Oh, crap. Jump! Alright, we're fine.
It's freezing in here.
I bet it is. It's probably all wet and whatnot, and... Oh, hello. Is that a shoe? It is. I'm gonna get a picture of that. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep going. There's gotta be a way out of here, right? I would assume so. Let's climb up, drop down, climb up again, and drop down again. Oy, oy, oy. We make it. I see brush growing in here. It's a good sign. Ah, here we go. There's a light. Thank goodness. All right, down you go, Henry.
Hey, are you there?
Yeah, what is it? What did you find?
Nothing yet, because someone tried to trap me in there.
You saw someone?
No, someone slammed the gate behind me and then ran away. I found another way out, but if I hadn't, Jesus!
So you didn't find anything?
No, there's a spot where someone had sunk an anchor, but the hardware's gone now.
I don't have any climbing equipment.
I just have my ropes. I'm gonna hike back to Two Forks and see if I can find anything that could double as an anchor to use in the spot.
Well, that doesn't sound dangerous.
No, but hold that phone. What have we found?
Delilah, I just found an outcropping that someone was using as a little fort. I think it was Brian Goodwin.
Really?
Yeah, he built himself a real castle. A bunch of rocks stacked up. He made a wall and a perimeter.
God. Yeah, that's perfect.
You know, maybe he made it because he was afraid of them.
Whenever I think of Brian possibly going through this crap, I get sick to my stomach.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, he was in the middle of really sprucing up the joint when they left.
Well, isn't this adorable? I dropped that on the ground real quick. Oh, hello.
Hey, remember that pack I found?
Back on your second day? Yeah.
I found a plan Brian drew about how he was going to get it back.
Oh, I'm sure it was quite elaborate.
It's some Wile E. Coyote stuff, I'll tell you that much. It's a little weird that he'd just leave so much of his stuff out here.
Well, maybe they were in a hurry when they left. Like I said, he wasn't supposed to be out here.
Yeah.
They almost got busted. Brian liked to go out on the railing of the tower and wave at the planes that dumped water on fires, and I got a call because someone thought a kid was up in Two Forks. I lied, and just said it was Ned. If I ratted him out, they would have been forced to leave, and I don't know, I guess I just felt like I was saving him from whatever shitty life Ned was gonna bring him back to. Not that it ended up mattering.
Brian was doing a science fair project about bouncing radio waves off of a meteor shower.
Poor kid left his homework?
Yeah. He must have been pretty smart, huh?
Yeah, sharper than a lot of the grown-up knuckleheads I'm used to, yeah.
What, you're saying I'm one of those knuckleheads, is that it?
I wasn't, but, now that I think about it...
Because I know lots of stuff.
Oh, please, drown me in your surplus of knowledge. I've been waiting all these years for a man as wise as you to take this job.
Well, that wait's over, sweetheart.
Call me sweetheart again, and you'll use that big sexy brain of yours to fill out your unemployment paperwork.
Sorry, boss. I found an old school folder. Brian was a hell of a doodler.
Nothing more? Okay. Oh.
He made the place pretty comfy, too.
That's an achievement.
Yeah, at the expense of what are probably stolen pillows.
That little shit.
There's a busted old toy out here, some sort of electronic game.
Yeah? I like Pong.
Everybody likes Pong.
Gosh, Brian had everything he loved out there.
Let's see this note. Dear Ranger, hi, my name is Brian Goodwin. If you found this note, it should be with a bunch of climbing acres, I hope. Could you do me a favor and return them to me? Brian Goodwin in the mail. My address is 55 Foxtrot Lane, North Platte, Nebraska, 69101. If you tell me your name and address, I will give you a reward for this. You're probably wondering why I left these here. Well, they are my dad's, and I don't want him to lose them. But I don't want to do any more climbing on this trip, so I thought I would pretend to lose them. But if you help me get them back, everyone will be happy. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Ranger Brian. P.S. The reward will be good.
He also stole his dad's climbing equipment, his anchors.
That's convenient.
Yeah, it is. I think he was going to hide them in a cash box or something and never got around to it. I mean, he left a note for a ranger to find them and send them back to him in Nebraska.
Because he hated climbing?
Yeah, it sounds like Ned was pushing him, and pretending to lose his anchors was the easiest way to put a stop to it.
I hope it worked. God, what an asshole.
Yeah. Man, that is the sort of thing that would have caused me to catch a beating growing up.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't put it past old Ned.
I want to read this one, too. His handwriting's a little tough to read for me, though. Dear Mr. Zackler, I'm with my dad in Lander, Wyoming. It's pretty neat. Dad fished in a spot called Sinks Canyon. Most of Wyoming looks like home in Nebraska, but there are mountains and woods when you go far. I'm sorry I can't mow your lawn this summer, but I hope you found a good person to do it instead. Can you write back and tell my dad when school starts? Because I don't think he knows. Your friend and neighbor, Brian Goodwin. And then looks like we got one more.
There's some grade A dork contraband here.
You found his pocket protector?
I found a data sheet for one Gladius Silva, half-elf armor 7.
Classic wizards and wyverns.
I love it. Well, Brian, you had a great little fort here, and I love it. And some books as well. Oh, hold on. We got a comic book. One more thing.
He'd hide out here to read comics. The Black Band, his grief is his enemy's sorrow. Everyone this guy loves gets killed, so he honors them with a black armband which gives him superpowers.
Well, that's fucking dark.
Comics, man. I swear. All right, let's keep going. See what we can find. We only got one more picture left, so we're going to have to use it intelligently. And hey, speaking of the pitons, so we get to immediately use it. So let's put that in. And let's do some rappelling. Luckily, we don't have to do both. Put the rope in and also drive the piton in. So like we can create more ourselves. Now, there's even less spots to do this than there are places you can just hook a rope up to.
What do you think is in there?
Probably something that will kill me. So, you know, just sort of getting myself right with God or whatever there is.
Henry,
I mean, they closed the door when they could have just...
bashed your head in with a rock or chopped you up with a
Are you serious with this shit right now?
hatchet. God, are you sure you want to go back in there?
No, I think I'm probably good. Bring on jail.
You'd probably just get probation. I'd be the one stuffed away in the Lusk Women's Prison for the next 10 years.
Okay, so we can head back and go towards... And I think I want to go this way, actually. We can head back and go towards the cave right now if we want to. And also, oh, it's given me more things, which is interesting. I'm going to continue to follow the path here, but I will go back into the cave in due time, and I do believe the beeping will stop eventually, because there's actually two things I want to grab here. So we're going to get the last of the optional achievements. First one, let's head over this way, and we want to make sure we're facing exactly west, okay? Let's go up this rock face here. We'll go back to the cave in due time. Don't you worry. And actually, I believe the sensor is going to take us right to it on this one. So we're going to go here. We got another gap in the brush that we're going to clear. And then I think we got to crack our way through this one as well. So there we go. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, hello there. An empty bottle. An old note. And what does this one say? Dave. Hey, Debbie told me about what happened to Cassie's, and I just want to say I'm real sorry. That's just, I don't know, fucked. Totally fucked. I wish I would have been there. I would have kicked the living shit out of every one of those ignorant hicks. Debbie was trying to explain to me why they'd kick your ass so good, and I just don't get it. Fucked. Anyway, man, I don't really know how to get a hold of you. I sent a note up to the hospital in Billings, but I'm not even sure you're still there. Deb and I are talking about heading up to Alaska in the spring, so I'm not sure I'll be out here again. So, yeah, maybe you'll get this note in May. Also, dude, found this old song in a shitter near Hawk's Rest. Appropriate place for it, really. And thought I'd give it the Ron treatment for you. Dig it. Get better, amigo. Find me if you're ever in Sitka, Ron. I don't think people just go to Sitka, but okay.
So I found notes between these two rangers, Ron and Dave. You know them?
Yeah. What do they have to do with anything?
Well, nothing, I don't think. I just found a cassette tape one of them left for the other.
Do you think it could be anything like the tape you have of us?
No, it's definitely not. It's just music. Don't worry.
Well, if it's the new Milli Vanilli, it could be just as incriminating.
You know, it's cute and all, but Delilah.
I've got a dead elk out here. It's torn up something good.
You think it got wise to a government program?
Shut up. This elk is wearing a tracking collar. The wave receiver picked it up.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's numbered.
Makes sense.
Maybe they were tracking elk at that site. Maybe they were doing exactly what they said they were. Delilah.
Yeah.
There was lots of equipment there. I mean, they could have been up to a lot, you know?
Yeah, sure.
They could be.
I love how the music continues to play as we go, which is pretty great. All right, we're going to check out one more thing. So remember last time we were at this two-way, and I said we were going to head to Beartooth because that was more important to get the line fixed. Well, Now we can head on over here because there is actually one thing that I want to point out that is past the old outhouse over here. And this is for the last optional achievement. One of them was actually grabbing that tape we just got. So if we head over here, check it out. We have ourselves a cabin. We also got what looks to be another one of these supply caches. So I'm going to open this up really quickly. Let's take a look. All right, we got a hat. Cool. I will definitely put that on. Korean War veteran. Interesting. Are you going to get any more pictures of yourself, Henry? I mean, probably not. Let's take a look in this cabin, though. Oh. Well, that didn't go very well. All right, let's head on down. Let's see what we can find in here. Oh, there's a guitar. Can I play the exact song we're listening to it on right now? No, of course not. It's destroyed. Oh, I got a burned bed. All sorts of stuff. What's in the stove, though? Oh! Oh, gosh! And there is effectively our last achievement in the game. You get that, and you'll get... I love the flavor text on that one, by the way. It's like... It goes... what is it? I want to say it exactly. It's like... You found a raccoon. Probably didn't get rabies. Which, I mean, I don't think it bit, so I think we're good. But, yeah, little cute little Easter egg you can find there in the cave. You can run into a little raccoon buddy. And given how infrequently we've run into wildlife out here, which you think would happen a lot more, it's a nice little thing to run into. I mean, we've seen a live elk, a dead elk, the raccoon. I think I've seen like some butterflies and whatnot. I think that's actually it. There hasn't really been a whole lot around here. But okay, now that I've gotten those two things out of the way, that is actually it for our optional achievements. To get the last one, all we got to do is use this last photo. I'm going to use it at an opportune time, though.
Also, those girls turned up. Looks like you didn't kill them. Nobody did. They took some farmer's tractor for a joyride down in Riverton and landed in jail.
Damn it.
Those girls really did a number on you, huh?
No, I'm glad they're not dead, but it also means that they weren't a part of what's going on.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. You just have to keep searching.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, as I was saying, I'm going to use that picture in an opportune time, but that is technically the last achievement once I get it. So we'll just continue to follow the path here, and eventually we will make our way down to this cave. I'm sure we're getting close. In fact, there it is. All right, back in we go. We still have the key. Don't know who locked us in last time, but I am down to head back in one more time. And this time with pitons, which is going to allow us to go even further. Let's use the key. And hey, maybe check your 6 this time, Henry, just to make sure nobody's going to try to lock us in again. No. Okay, we're good. Let's keep going. Now we can actually explore at our own leisure. There we go. All right. Let's go a little deeper. See what we can find. Made it. All right. That wasn't too bad. It's a little more open in here. Still a little bit sketchy, though. Given... no, it's still pretty claustrophobic. Not the biggest fan of this. Oh, boy. All right. No way Delilah can hear us now, even if we wanted to radio her, given how deep we are in here. There's absolutely no reception in this part of the cave. All right, let's go down one more. See what we find. Oh gosh, there's another one? Jeez, this is so freaking far down. There we are. Okay. And what do we...
Ah, shit. Are you... Oh, God. You're Brian Goodwin. You fell. Your stuff see that. Oh, you poor fucking kid.
Oh, man. So he didn't make it back. That's why he and Ned just disappeared. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's get out and let's tell Delilah about this. God. Come on, man. I think after all this, we're going to just end up seeing a dead kid. I mean, listen, there have been some dark and fucked up moments so far, but... I mean, what do you even say to that? Jeez, that's just brutal. I mean, it's been a long time, but... Man... Oh, I really don't want to tell Delilah about this. But we do got to get out of this cave. Especially since, oh my gosh, how many times are we going to have to climb up and drop down, climb up and drop down? Get me out of here. Almost made it. Another drop here. Oh, hey, look, it's the gate. Well, doesn't that just loop around nicely? All right, here we go.
Hey, Dee.
There you are. I've been worrying my ass off.
You need to call search and rescue.
What?
There's a body in the cave. It's Brian Goodwin.
Gotta be fucking kidding me. How does that... What? I don't... How?
Climbing, I think, or made to look like a climbing accident.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think that's just what it was. I mean, he was probably exploring the cave and maybe his rope gave out. But whoever locked me in there probably didn't even know about him. I'm sorry, Delilah. I'm so sorry.
He'd be alive if I had told someone he was out here. I don't know where he'd be, but I can assure you it would not be rotting at the bottom of that cave. There's nothing to say. Hike back. I think we're leaving tomorrow anyway.
Okay, what am I missing? Well, I gotta have the photo, right? Let's keep that. Let's see. We go whiskey. Yeah, definitely taking that with me. Cool. Shelly, you are definitely coming with me. We're not gonna leave you here for the fire.
No, I was just busy packing up.
Well, there's gonna be a lot more. The service says this thing is 2% contained.
Is this the Flapjack fire or the site fire or...
Well, the two fires merged into one unmitigated disaster. They're renaming it after my lookout. You about packed up?
Shouldn't we talk for a sec, you know, about things?
About what?
We still don't know who was listening to us, who was following me around, who made that tape.
Yeah. All we have is the body of a dead boy who did nothing wrong.
But maybe we can still find these people.
Look, I think whoever is out there caused the site fire to cover their tracks, and I'm almost certain that when I get off the helicopter, I'm going to be led into a room and made to listen to a tape of me saying we started it.
And we don't know shit. What can I do?
Well, there's something for you to do. Holy shit.
Holy crap. Yeah, oh my god.
We don't know what it is. It could be nothing.
Yeah, it could also be whoever was listening to us, whoever made the tape.
Okay. Yeah, look, you should pack up everything you need in case we get the call and you can't come back.
All right, look, if something happens...
I'll remember you.
I was hoping you'd have a backup plan or something.
Yeah, okay, I'm probably gonna move to Canada. Ontario, maybe.
No, I meant if something happens to me.
Right, if you don't find out who made the tape and I have to hit the road.
Forget it.
Be safe, Henry.
All right, let's try to generally follow the path here. So it looks like it's probably going to be taking us towards, what is it? Is it going to be Jonesy Lake again? It looks like it. So let's keep going. We're going to get there. And, oh, by the way, in case it wasn't obvious, this is going to be the finale. This is going to be a little bit longer of an episode than the other ones were, but there's not really a whole lot left for us in this game, so we're just going to get this done. And, yeah, we go to 40, 45 minutes. That's okay with me. I think 5 episodes was plenty for what we got to experience in this one, but let's keep following this. We're definitely getting closer. The beeping is getting louder and faster. Well, yeah, just faster, not louder. My bad. Definitely close. But how much more do we have to go? You're going to really lead me closer towards this horrible fire? Ay, ay, ay. Where the heck? Well, it's almost there.
What's your status?
I think I'm getting close.
All right, well, I just got word that they are coming to get us. My place.
You sound worried.
No, it's just...
Brian?
I'll coordinate with the evac team and let you know when to head towards the tram. It's north. Far. Past where you found that cut back in May. There's an emergency tram out there that will let you hike to the rendezvous point at my lookout.
Okay, I hope I'm supposed to be going down here because otherwise I don't really want to climb up this thing again. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's correct. The beeping is getting even faster as I'm going down this thing. Okay, an emergency tram of some sort, huh? Oh, we are definitely close. Hello? What do we got here? It's, oh my gosh, it's like right here. Come on, man. Where are you? I'm right on top of it. Oh. Henry.
Someone left a rope for me to climb up. I'm down near the lake.
How do you know it's for you?
There's a tracking collar tied to it. Someone was leading me here. And there's another tape.
Yeah, hi, Henry. Hey, you better find this before it burns up. We've been causing each other a lot of headaches. Now I gotta go stake out a site that's as fit for living as the one you're about to find. You'll get it when you see it. You can't blame me for keeping an eye on you. Not after bumping into you back in May. Down by the cave, for croc's sake. I've been up here for 3 years. I kept it cozy. Winters are harsh as hell, and I ran out of books. But I got that antenna rigged up, and Delilah, she's a record you don't gotta flip. I kinda get why Brian took to her. About a week ago, I stopped worrying about you finding anything out, and that's right when everything went shithouse with you two. You guys don't know anything about having kids. All right, nobody knows nothing. It ain't Andy and Opie walking down the lake to fish every afternoon. It ain't Mayberry. But you gotta know I didn't kill him. All right, we were climbing. I was teaching him. Brian was uneducated in the way to do anything. He just fucking didn't sink his anchor the right way. You know, I thought about going back, having to answer questions, and having to get him put in the ground, and I didn't see the point. Don't come looking for me. Sorry about your wife.
We found the surveillance operation.
Okay, what does that mean? What is it?
It was Ned Goodwin. He was the one listening to us, just him.
Ned Goodwin? He made the tape?
Yeah. He's gone. He's deeper into the Shoshone. He doesn't want anyone to know he's out here.
Because he killed Brian. Because he killed his fucking son.
He's got a survival bunker with radios and everything. He made it all up.
You need to get back here. They say the helicopters are making rounds.
Okay.
Well, okay. So that's all it was. It was just Ned. Old pissed off, full of regret, sad, angry Ned. All because he killed his kid. Man. I feel like this is all pretty self-explanatory. We got more radio logs. We can look through them if we want to. We get to see where Henry joined in. Mama Grizz. Okay, cool. Let me see. Are there any more of these that are interesting? I'm actually kind of curious. Stakes too high. More about that grizzly. This is the one I'm kind of interested in if it has. Vandalize Dee's tower. Huh. So did he actually go and mess with Delilah's tower and she just didn't say anything about it? Because that's interesting. Okay. Well, he took the sleeping bag from their campsite and the teen magazines. That's not creepy. Okay, Ned. All right. I'll buy it. I suppose. It's a choice. That's for darn sure. But, I mean, gosh, this is one hell of a way to cope. Just go so reclusive that you just decide to creep on some people who might possibly find out about your secret, even though there's absolutely no way they could know. Well, I mean, Delilah could know. Can I repel here? But Henry?
Nope.
I mean, he didn't even know who you were up until this point. So, I don't know. Seems like an idea, I suppose. I mean, I guess it's just he was the closest one. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But all right, all that remains is to head to the Thoroughfare Lookout, which you can see is way up that way. So we're going to want to head and loop back around over to Thunder Canyon and make our way up. And as we do so, I'm actually going to take this time to talk about this game and talk about the end to this game and how it all pans out. I think we might get interrupted one more time along the way, but aside from that, yeah.
I know I should be relieved. Relieved that there's no evidence of us starting that fire. Relieved that we're not crazy. That there wasn't some conspiracy. But I'm not. He was a sweet kid. With a shitty father who hid out here like a coward after dumping him in a hole.
I think that Ned loved him.
I don't want to hear it.
He obviously didn't want to forget him. He just didn't know what to do.
Henry, not knowing what to do isn't okay. When you're supposed to look after someone,
You figure it out.
Yes. And Ned Goodwin is a shithead who is incapable of figuring anything out. Sorry. God, it would have been so easy to tell the truth and have him sent home. I can't stop thinking about it.
You didn't do anything wrong. You said it yourself. It was Ned's job to look after him.
Yes, I did. And now I've got to decide whether I tell people that he's down there so they can retrieve the body or not. And if I do, I'm going to be asked about Ned Goodwin.
Dee?
Oh, fuck.
Is that a helicopter?
Yeah, hold on. Hey! No, there's one more. Yes, here, yeah. Yeah, he's coming. Okay, 1 second. Hey, they're here, but they're making rounds. They'll come back. I think I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah?
I mean, it's dangerous here, and if anything were to happen, then that would be on me, so.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you sure that's okay?
I said it was.
Alright, I should go.
Have a safe flight.
Alright, have a safe hike.
But yeah, as I was saying, got interrupted at the perfect time. I love this game. I love the story that it tells. I love the messages behind it, the many messages behind it. But I think above everything else, my favorite thing about this game is the way that it's written. And yeah, the dialogue and the performances from the two main voice actors is a big part of that. But something that I will always criticize so many video games for, that I've always hated, is a lot of writers, and this isn't just video games, this even applies to movies and TV, but a lot of writers write dialogue how it's meant to be written on a page, not how it's meant to be said, if that makes sense. You read books, and there is a certain level and a certain quality to the dialogue that you expect. And that is because it is a book. It is supposed to be conveying information, and you are not hearing the inflections in the voices of people. Therefore, it's okay for them to have a little bit more flourish in their words and to, well, not talk how people talk. It's acceptable in a book. In an audio-visual medium, it is not so acceptable because you have people saying these things. And that doesn't really work out so well. So something that really drives me nuts is when you get certain video games and certain writers who think that they're hot shit, David Cage, who do not know how to write people at all. I mean, if you want a non-video game example of this, M. Night Shyamalan, I think, is a perfect example of this. Even in his best movies, he does not know how to write people like how they're meant to talk. Even in Signs, even in Unbreakable, even in some of his best work, he's terrible at that. And there's a lot of writers who are very guilty of that. The writer behind Firewatch, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but again, like I said, same one who did the Telltale's The Walking Dead, which I actually didn't really like that game all that much, but his writing and whoever, I think there was some co-writers on this as well, they know how to write dialogue like that. They nailed it in that regard, because it is so hard to properly write out dialogue that actually makes it convincing for how people are supposed to sound and how they're supposed to speak to each other. And that is, I think, what makes the job done by the actors for Delilah and Henry just so amazing and so impressive. And am I still going the right way here? I think I'm getting all sorts of lost here. That's what makes it so impressive, because they have to have the proper inflection to make it work, and it makes them so believable. It makes you instantly just feel for them and, see them as people with complicated lives and stories in such a short time frame, in a way that no other game really does. You don't glean a ton of information from these characters, especially Delilah. Henry you get a little bit more from, obviously, because of the intro, but it's just so smart in the way that it's written, and I really respect this game for that. I think it's actually amazing that they were able to pull this off in the way that they did. Again, it just makes them such believable characters. And in Henry's case in particular, there's that underlying theme of this being an exploration of his grief in a scenario where he's grieving his wife, who isn't dead yet, but is certainly, I didn't even climb that, is certainly so far gone that he's all but lost her. And that's hard. That's that's devastating for anybody to deal with. And reminder that this is only weeks removed from when he sent her off to Australia. So it's not like this is many years after the fact that he's coping. No, this is a relatively recent thing that he's had to deal with. And now it's months removed, but when he started the job, it had only been weeks away. And I think it speaks a lot to how people deal with grief, but also particularly how men deal with grief. What I think is both a healthy and an unhealthy way, in multiple ways. You can get a lot of information, both based on what Henry's choices are and also his dialogue with Delilah, and how he is making some of the right decisions and how he is not making some of the right decisions. And that is a very powerful message. That's, I think, what really gives this game the punch and gives it a story that sends everything over the edge. And to contrast Henry's dealings with grief with someone like Ned's, who got his son killed, whether by accident or intentionally, and how he's handling it, which is obviously way more unhealthy and just the absolute worst way you could do things. But you could say in a lot of ways that Ned is being more of a man because he is, well, at least according to certain people, that he's being more of a man because he is refusing to be sad and angry about it. He's just shamed. He's shamed forever because he let his kid down, and therefore he should be shamed and he should be cast off and yada, yada, yada. You know, there are people that think that way. There really, really are. And I think that contrast is interesting. It is. You get a lot from Henry, you get a lot from Ned, and you get a lot from Delilah, and that's what makes them great characters. And they don't necessarily have to be good characters. They don't have to, well, good people, I guess, or bad people necessarily. You can make your judgments either which way, and also you can really just make Henry any which way you want. A lot of the dialogue options that I did not pick are a lot more melancholy, a lot more doom and gloom, and a lot just more dismal than my usual options. And Henry can be actually quite the asshole if you want to make the dialogue go that way. He can be pretty standoffish towards Delilah, but I deliberately avoided a lot of those options, but they are options that you can take nonetheless. Anyway, this is it. This is Delilah's Tower. I love that we get the Firewatch logo here at the end. Let's head up. And before we do, I want to check out the outhouse. Not because of anything weird. No, we're just going to open it up because this is funny. Have a good time. I love that. Also, a little plant and a coffee tin. That's cute. No, I just wanted to show that little Easter egg with the bathroom mat there. I really like that. And, well, let's head up into her tower and see what Delilah's setup was like this whole time. Definitely cozier, at least based on the bed covers and whatnot. The slips and everything. Yeah, Delilah's, I can see why Delilah doesn't hike a lot. This is a much less accessible area. Oh, is that Teddy Roosevelt? Well, that's cool. Wasn't there a Teddy Roosevelt picture in a different supply cache earlier? I do believe there was. What else do we got here? Wildland fire danger rating, determining fuel models. Let's see, experience, Lucian's Gambit. Oh, hey, there's the pork pond sign. Well, now we know where it ended up. Wait, hold on. Henry, what we know. Hi, I'm Shelly. Oh, that's adorable. Huh. Well, she did ask us to tell her what we looked like. I'm going to keep that. So we got a bottle of tequila. I'm going to keep that too. Not like she's coming back for it. All right. Is that it? I have to imagine it is. Too bad that she left the apple slice there. All right. Let's put on the radio headset.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Hi. Yeah, it's me. I'm back at the staging area near the trailhead. I think I see your truck.
Red? Colorado plates?
Yeah. It's a piece of shit.
Well, yeah.
I think there might be a raccoon living in it.
Make sure he's comfy, I guess.
Hey, it shouldn't take long for the helicopter to reach you.
Okay.
There's a debrief in a situation like this. Lots of questions.
Shit. So, taking stock, we found out an old lookout killed his only son and decided to become a lonely hermit.
Yes.
And we prevented one fire?
Basically started another.
Okay, so that's a wash.
Oh, I'll have to figure out what I'm doing every summer from now on that isn't this.
You're not coming back?
No. And you'll have to... I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know what's next.
Tell you what, why don't you choose for me and I'll choose for you?
All right, sure. Maybe move to Santa Fe. Open a jade emporium with your sister.
I'd be trading cute ski bums for yoga retreat hippies, but maybe that's not all bad.
Plus the margarita situation.
I mean, yeah.
So what about me?
I think you should go to Julia, and then you can figure it out. Maybe put that typewriter to good use. Give me a sexy accent or something if you write about this.
Yeah.
You gotta go see her.
Would you?
Henry, Look, you came out to put your memories behind you, and they're still right there in front of you.
I gotta move on. I don't expect you to know what that's like, but I have to find some way to move on. Something to do.
What if you can't?
Then that's why God invented booze, I guess.
Henry,
I'm kidding. I gotta move on. Somehow.
I hope you do.
There's the helicopter.
They'll land you back where you hiked up. Good luck, Henry.
Thanks, Delilah. I appreciate it.
I mean it, Henry. Good luck.
Thanks.
Bye, Hank.
Let's go meet it. There we go. Well, this has been one hell of an adventure. Certainly a way to spend the summer. But, looks like it's about all over now. Oh, man. And to think that after all that, we never really got to see your face. But, you know, that's the thing about stories like these is not everything has to have a happy ending or a super satisfying payoff. Because that's not how life works. Life is complicated, and sometimes you want it to be fantastical, and it just isn't. Sometimes you're just a dude sitting in a tower watching for fires. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Firewatch. Thank you all so very much for joining me. This is such a wonderful little game. I really wish we could get more out of Campo Santo, but man, I don't know what they're tied up with all of the different things they've been pulled away from. I don't even know if they're still functionally a studio. I haven't heard that they've disbanded or anything. I just hope that they're still doing stuff, and I want to see more creativity out of them. A game like Firewatch isn't necessarily completely original. Of course, there's been many games before and after that are just like it, actually. Many games that some people would argue do what it does better. I disagree. As somebody who isn't a big fan of these sort of quote-unquote walking simulators, and as somebody who isn't really... or who doesn't really spend a whole lot of time with these story games just because I find a lot of them to be tedious and boring, Firewatch is something special. This is, in a lot of ways, just kind of an extended movie. I mean, our runtime is 3 hours. We beat this game pretty darn quickly and saw most of what it had. I mean, sure, we could have sat there and listened through every single dialogue option that Delilah possibly had for us, but we didn't. We just explored the wilderness, walked around, solved the mystery, unintentionally, I might add, and just, well, enjoyed all these views. That's really what Firewatch was meant to be about. It was just an adventure within an adventure, and it didn't necessarily need to be a super complicated story. It didn't necessarily need to have, again, some amazing payoff. It just needed to be what it is, and that's Firewatch, and that's what I think makes this game so special. I used to go back and forth on what I thought about this ending. I really did. For the longest time, I was kind of like, maybe it's not a great payoff. I've totally come around to it. I think that this game ended perfectly because it's special. It really is special. It's exactly what it needs to be. Like, you don't really get experiences like this anymore and especially from any other medium. Video games are really the only thing capable of doing something like this and telling a story in this way. And that's what I love about it so much. Guys, thank you. Next time, we're jumping back into Mario Party. Wanted to take a little detour here, but we are going to return to the Mario Party series in the next one. Before we completely end this series, though, really quickly, there's one last thing I want to go over, and that is the special features menu. So let's hop down on into that. You see, we have the Firewatch Audio Tour and the Thoroughfare Free Roam. So if you want to play through this game again, and as we've said before, it's not super long. I mean, it's 3 hours. For any of you people who have, I don't know, just thinking off the top of my head, gone and watched the Lord of the Rings extended editions and then watched one of the, what do they usually put, like 3 or 4 different audio commentary tracks over those extended editions, this is nothing in comparison. You can do a Firewatch audio tour and get some commentary by the team. I've never actually done this, so I don't know if it's just the developers, the writers, or the voice actors themselves, but you get a lot of insight from them as you go. Now, this was actually introduced in a later update, and this is actually where all of the optional achievements were added into the game. Originally, it just launched with the 5, which were you get by beating the game, basically. And then you also have Thoroughfare Free Roam, if you just want to walk the world, and preferably without any fire and smoke obscuring your view. This is the way to do it. You can just kind of walk around, enjoy it, get a lot of pictures and photos and whatnot, and you can also re-watch the credits, it's nice. I mean, again, this is a very inexpensive game. It's available on every single platform imaginable, from PlayStation to... Actually, is it on Switch? That I don't know. I think it's on Switch, but I know for a fact it's on Xbox, PlayStation, as well as Steam. So definitely get it. It's so worth picking up. It really is one of the most special low-budget games of the last decade, if not longer. I'm a huge fan of this game. I will always support it, and every time I play through it, I'm reminded of just how wonderful it is, if not more so than the last time. So with all of that said, guys, that's finally it for this one. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.